Phase Hero episode 80. Coming to you from San Diego Comic-Con. Jenna and I are. Aaron coming down to Comic-Con tomorrow. BD here. I just spoiled who I'm here with today. We got Jenna Anderson.
Hey, everybody. Jamie is also here. Jamie does not hate San Diego Comic-Con. We need to confirm that.
I was going to call it out. We got Aaron Perrine.
What's going on, BD?
Oh, not much. We got a spoiler-free episode of Phase Hero talking about the Fantastic Four reviews. We got all kinds of Kevin Feige knowledge bombs, Superman, DCU updates, Freakier Friday to talk about. Surprise. And then we have some special guests coming on at the end of the show. What is this one? Hey, Tommy, thanks for the $1.99 super sticker. I can't put it up on the you can't put a sticker up there, I guess. But thank you for the super sticker, my friend Tommy. It's going to be a fun. Oh, we got a couple more. Yo, just a tough luck, $1.99. Any of you guys going to the Coyote vs. Acme Hall H panel? I'm not.
I'd love to.
Cool.
No plans. No.
RJ, 20. Thank you. Happy
wow.
Comic-Con week. It's been super so far. Hope everyone has a fantastic time. Don't freak out this Friday. Fantastic Four is upon us. Thank you so much for the 20, RJ. That's really nice. Freakier Friday for the win, says Brandon Moore. We got to talk about Freakier Friday. Yeah, we got to do that. But first, what do we got? Well, our first topic is going to be these Fantastic Four reviews. I'm the only one who's seen it so far, right?
Yes.
No, I'm the only one who hasn't at this point. Everyone else
I haven't seen it either.
Or no, you mean Fantastic Four. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you are the only one.
Fantastic Four, I've seen it. We're going to get the spoiler-filled discussion and review on Friday because you guys are seeing it tomorrow night all together. You two plus Jamie.
Yes.
Thursday night preview screening. That'll be fun. I'm the only one who's seen it. I promised everybody a review episode on Tuesday. I flew home from Fantastic Four. My flight got diverted to Memphis because of weather in Nashville. What should have been a 4-hour flight became a 7.5-hour flight. And then I flew this morning to San Diego. I flipped my bag and got in the car. So I didn't have time to do it. And I'm sorry for that. Short version, spoiler free. I like Fantastic Four quite a bit. I'll give it a number score on Friday. I think it was fantastic visually. I think the characters had fantastic moments. And I just felt like it was right there on the cusp of like a really, really, really great movie. And for some reason, I didn't feel like it took that last step to do it. I don't know. I want to talk more about this in spoilers. The music's amazing. The action is great. I wish there was a little bit more action. Characters, I think I buy into the casting more than I did from the trailers. The story itself, I didn't really find myself super bought into it, but it does a really good job with the stakes. And I feel like if you criticize a movie and you do anything other than say you love it, everybody's like, you hate it. Hey, I'm guilty of that. I do it to Jamie all the time. So maybe this is a taste of my own medicine. But I liked it. I'm very excited to talk with everybody about it because there's a lot to talk about. And I'm very excited for that. So draw with a $4.99, logging off the net and YouTube because I'm done with the negativity. I want joy back. Wish you guys all the success in the next golden age of the MCU. Thank you for the $4.99. Hey, we try to keep it pretty positive here. And me saying like, hey, I like Fantastic Four quite a bit. Some people, that's not positive enough for them, but I'm trying to just, block that out when I say all these things. But let's go through and get through the was there anything so far from the reactions that stood out to you guys while I pull up the reactions to look at the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes?
I've definitely seen tweets from some people who were like, I've been critical of Marvel in recent years, or I haven't bought into a lot of the stuff in the multiverse saga, but they were like, I bought into this movie. Like, this movie wowed me, which like that, I'm glad that it can warrant those kinds of reactions. It seems like whether people had issues with it or like unequivocally loved it, they really love the characters, which is like, that's all I could ask for, is that the characters are finally kind of done right in a movie context.
I'll agree with that. I do think the characters are done very, very right. This is a very comic booky movie in a lot of really good ways too, Jenna. I think you're going to dig it. I really think you're going to dig it, Jenna.
Here's hoping.
It's a good movie. We'll talk about it Friday morning, shall we? By the way, that episode won't be live, I don't think. We're figuring that out, but we're going to record it all four of us together in the studio, thanks to that hashtag show. So that'll be fun. All right, top critic Chris Klimek from Washington Post. Buoyant, bracing, and most shocking of all, brief. The Fantastic Four First Steps represents a quantum leap of ship writing. That's an interesting. we're so back type of way of saying that without saying it. Lee Patch from Herald Sun in Australia. Thankfully, the warm and inviting chemistry shared by the A-list cast stops any possible descent into B-movie blandness for First Steps. And when all else fails, there is all that astonishingly attractive imagery to gawk at. The imagery so good, which is no surprise after WandaVision. Michael Phillips, it's not great superhero cinema, but good is good enough for the Fantastic Four. Luis Martinez from El Mundo in Spain. Matt Shakman composes a simple, risk-free, quiet, beautiful, elegant film, a good starting point for another kind of superhero. Okay, let's get like a couple more here. Nick Johnston at roughly 100 minutes. First Steps shows that Marvel can be economical without skimping on the good stuff. Compelling characters in an involving story set in a fantastical world with some amount of grand spectacle. I like it's like a well-structured sentence. Good job, Nick Johnston. I want to see if like this. There's not the whole first page, not a single negative review. I mean,
That's impressive.
That is impressive. I think it's at an 88%, which I'll be honest, I was surprised to see it that high. It is certified fresh at 88%. Naturally, I'm going to do this. What was Superman's score? 84%.
Right,
I mean,
below.
Yeah.
Can't even, yeah.
I will say it is
443 reviews.
It's leaps and bounds higher than any other FF score on Rotten Tomatoes. So like at least there's
Sure
that.
is. So it has about a third of the reviews, but 4 more percent. We'll see, once Fantastic Four hits that 400 mark, if it changes, I'm sure it'll go up or down a point or two. I don't expect a dramatic change after 160 reviews. And I think 88's pretty good, man. I think I'm not super surprised actually, because I think there's enough in this movie that a lot of people are going to come out saying they're either going to love it or think, oh, it was good. I really think that's going to be it. You're going to be at like 7 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. I think if you're at like a 4 or 5 out of 10, you hate fun. But hey, that's you're okay to not like things. Again, I just want to tell a quick story because
Sure.
I did the junket, and I just have to shout out Pedro Pascal for this. These junkets are very competitive, and a lot of people want to interview the people in Fantastic Four, myself included. And scheduling just didn't allow for myself, Face Hero, to get in the room with the cast of the 4 of them. That just happens sometimes. I mean, I'm happy we got Matt Shakman, 20 minutes with Matt Shakman coming up on Director Debrief. That's going to be awesome. Julia Garner and Ralph Ineson, Silver Surfer and Galactus coming up. Already on the channel, already on the podcast platform, but didn't get the core 4. And I was like, dang, okay. But it happens sometimes. And then I'm sitting in the hallway waiting to interview Julia and Ralph, and Pedro comes down the hallway and sees me in the hallway. Hey, Brandon, we catch up real quick. We say hi. And he goes, are you coming down to interview? And I said, I'm not. I would love to, but it's just this. I didn't get in. It's okay. Disney tried. Everybody, a lot of people, we put in the request. We tried. It's just the schedule was really tight. And he goes, no. Schedule was tight. Everybody wanted to do this junket. So what he did was when the day was over and the rest of the cast wraps their interviews, he stayed to do one more interview one-on-one and let me get an interview with him. And he didn't have to do that. I genuinely owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to Pedro for doing that. That's like an awesome opportunity. I'm really proud of that interview. It's available now on the channel. And I just wanted to basically say thank you to him here and tell the story of how kind he was to do that, because that doesn't happen. Like that sort of thing doesn't happen. And I was like, these have to be the best questions I ever ask as a result. I'm proud of it. But yeah, I just wanted to tell, I know I said I would tell that story like on my Instagram story. So I wanted to tell it. A few people were like, listen, I know like Brandon Moore said he was looking forward to hearing it. Anyway, I'm rambling. I got to thank Scott Autry for the 1999. It's a good summer for film scores. That's true. Between Superman and Fantastic Four and F1. Woo! Any other films? Sinners has great music.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then we got Glazed Dundona, longtime listener, first time super chatter. Hey, thank you. What is thing y'all are most looking forward to at SDCC besides BD's adjacent wrestling match, of course? Hey, Friday night, Circle 6, SummerSlam. Come on out. Thanks for the plug, Glazed. What are you guys most excited for?
My answer is simple: Peacemaker.
I'm right there with you.
Really? Oh man. God, it's so hard to pick these out, but Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, and Hall H, because I mean, the weebs, we will be legion. We will descend. We never get to go. The Marvel and DC keep us out of there, but now we get to be in the sunlight. Hooray.
Get a moment in the sun. Yeah, with me, it's Peacemaker. I'll say it here. I'm getting a graphic made. I'll announce it right now. I said I was hosting a panel. On Friday, I'm hosting the panel for Primitive War in Ballroom 20 at 12:15 p.m. So if you're at Comic-Con, you want to come hang out, Primitive War panel, Friday afternoon. This is like an insane I don't even know if it's rated. It's so violent, like Jurassic Park, dinosaur, Vietnam War movie. I'm doing a poor job describing it. Come to the panel and see more about it. It's based on a book by the same name. And it's going to be fun. And I think it's my first time hosting a panel at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm very excited about that. So that's probably that and the Peacemaker are what I'm most looking forward to. And then, of course, the wrestling match. I hope to see everybody out there. But I'm also looking forward to running through these Marvel updates with everybody before we get to our special guest who join us live. Kevin Feige was talking the talk.
As I put in the rundown, he yapped like he has never yapped before. The fact that all of these dropped on a Sunday, it was like, I'm just enjoying my day. I'm not trying to be on Twitter. And then suddenly it's like, oh, here's 100 Kevin Feige quotes to go through. It was wild.
Standing in line for Filipino barbecue, and then I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, no.
Rough landing, Tony. Thank you for the $1.99. Came for the F4 reaction, stayed for Aaron's hair. Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go. All right. So here's the Feige rant.
Red alert. Right. Red alert.
Red alert. It pains me Jamie's not here because this is like this is the Super Bowl of reading long quotes, and she's not here to be able to do it.
Marvel Studios has plans on a whiteboard through 2032. They got 7 years mapped out. That's pretty on par with what we've heard in the past. These are quotes to the likes of Variety, Deadline, THR, Screen Rant, a lot of outlets that's discussing film, I think, was in there. He did a roundtable and he did some exclusive interviews with the trades, I believe. This is a kind of hodgepodge of all of those. About scripts. I've never been satisfied with a movie we've released. There's plussing happening every day on Avengers Doomsday set right now, and it is amazing to watch because what those filmmakers, those actors, both the ones that are playing these characters for the first or second time and the one playing them for the 10th or 12th time are the best in the world at it and know these characters so well. So if they have an idea, you want to listen to it and you want to adjust it and you want to improve it. I wouldn't change that. I believe this was in response to a lot of the stuff James Gunn is saying they won't make a movie without a script. That's the way I've seen it presented to me in my social media feeds. The plussing process means enhancing the script on the day. I believe Marvel's been doing that since the beginning. Any takeaways from this?
I mean, yeah, Iron Man was being actively improvised as it was on set. Like, this is kind of in the DNA of Marvel Studios. I was glad that he at least said, like, we don't start filming without a finished script, because there's been some quotes from actors over the years. Even Evan Moss-Backrack said, like, they didn't have a full script when they started Fantastic Four. So I'm glad that he at least was like, that is our plan going into it. But, like, improv is part of the natural process. Like, you're going to add stuff on the day. That's even the case for James and Superman in basically every single movie. So...
Yep.
I think also hilariously, like, everybody talks about this as like a talking point, but like Eric Pearson doesn't sleep. Like, everybody loves Thunderbolts.
No.
And I'm sure a lot of the stuff that came from Thunderbolts that people really enjoy was second or third draft stuff once Eric got brought on board. I feel confident in that,
There's 4 writers credited on Fantastic Four, I think.
And he's in there too. If I'm not mistaken.
Eric is, yeah, no, you're right. Draw Riles, thank you for $1.99. Also found Jenna's channel, been in comic heaven since. Shout out to Go Read Some Comics on YouTube.
Thank you. Also, I will say the script of it all is interesting, like the way that he let it slip of characters on Doomsday who are playing their roles for the first time, because other than Downey, I feel like there is not a single actor that we have a chair for who hasn't already played their character at least once. So that's kind of an interesting detail to me. I'm like, what could he mean by that?
That's true. And we got another $9.99 from Jay. Yo, you guys, thank you for the super chats. We're out here. We're getting through San Diego. You guys are really motivating us to keep going. My goodness. JC said F4 has had to add showings at my IMAX theater because the 9 p.m. showing is sold out on Thursday. They added a midnight showing, and they are butts in seats. Love to see that. Love to see. I think it's tracking for like 190 to 210 right now is the global projection for the opening.
I think that sounds right.
That sounds about right.
I think a lot of people are going to go see Fantastic Four. 88% is going to bring a lot of people in too. Loki writer Michael Waldron is working on Doomsday right now. That's another update. That's going to draw some divisive reactions because I think he worked on Quantumania, but also he made Loki, which is probably my favorite thing of the the multiverse saga.
I don't think he worked on Quantumania. That was Jeff Loveness.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
That's right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. He was supposed to do Kang Dynasty. And
he did Multiverse of Madness, which is already a controversial movie among the fandom. So either way, people are going to have their feelings.
But it's better received than Quantumania.
Yes.
Geez, Red Arrow, thank you. 520, longtime viewer, first time chatter, loving Face Hero's coverage on the movies. Had a rough few months, and Face Hero is in heavy rotation. Love y'all. Hey, sending love to you from New Zealand. Thank you, mate. Oh, I'm sorry for that, though. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that's a bad idea. I think that was a bad idea. And we're going to keep moving.
So on the Doomsday and Secret Wars of it all, Kevin also said he was asked about recasting or rebooting certain roles. And he said, we're utilizing Secret Wars not just to round out the stories we've been telling post-Endgame, just as importantly, and you can look at the Secret Wars comics for where that takes you, it's very, very much sets up for the future. Endgame literally was about endings. Secret Wars is about beginnings. And then he added, reboot is a scary word. Reboot can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. It's more of a reset in a singular timeline. We're thinking along those lines. Later, he added that X-Men is where that will happen next.
I think for the MCU to get back to the sort of juggernaut days, it does need that. Because Thunderbolts was great. Fantastic Four is quite good. And a lot of people are adoring Fantastic Four, clearly, in a lot of these reviews. And it's still only tracking for like up to 210. I mean, I still think it's going to adjust up as we get closer. It's literally tomorrow night. But 3 years ago, Fantastic Four is opening to $300 million worldwide easy.
I also, because like with the recasting of it all, I didn't have this quote in here, but he mentioned just like James Bond is a character who's been recast over and over again. And he also mentioned David Corenswet as Superman. So I think you can look at Superman in the way that he's really resonated with a younger audience. And they're like, this is my Superman. Like the kids that are growing up right now deserve to eventually have their Tony Stark, their Steve Rogers, and not have it be a thing like, oh, my dad or my uncle liked those characters almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The funniest thing you said about Superman. Go ahead.
I'll say we'll have a new Iron Man one day. It's not going to be Downey. I'm curious how soon after Secret Wars will these things happen. We'll see. But that's all.
I wouldn't want to be that person wearing that armor the next time around. That seems hard. That seems difficult.
But we've said that with like every major role. We've said that with every Spider-Man. We've said that with Superman, with Batman. I think it's a testament to the longevity of these characters that they can be played again. I also think whatever actors are playing both of those parts, Steve and Tony down the line, are probably still in high school, just doing school plays. We won't know about them until years from now.
Yeah, I think that's true. I'll be honest, I didn't know David Corenswet before he got cast as Superman. I wasn't really familiar with him.
You clearly didn't watch the Ryan Murphy filmography.
Oh Jesus, no, Jenna, not right now. We're happy right now.
I saw Twisters.
That is true. He was already cast as Superman by the time you saw it, but
it's true. It's true. Why Thunderbolts and the Marvels flopped is the lead-in for this quote. I haven't read this quote. It's my first time reading it. It's that expansion that I think led people to say, do I have to see all these? It used to be fun, but now do I have to know everything about all these? And I think the Marvels hit it hardest where people are like, okay, I recognize her from $1 billion movie, but who are those other two? I guess they were in some TV show. I'll skip it. Some of them were still feeling like residual effects of that notion of, I guess I had to have seen these other shows to understand who this is. I think if you actually saw the movie, that wouldn't have been the case. And we make the movie so that's not the case. But I think we still have to make sure the audience understands that.
I'm glad that was your reaction, because there are other quotes that we're going to talk about that kind of frustrated me, but this slightly frustrated me because I think it all comes down to marketing. I think you can sell any of these characters the first time around to general audiences, whether they've been in a TV show or whether they haven't. And I also think specifically with Thunderbolts, which was what the second part of that quote was, John Walker is the only character in Thunderbolts who originated from a TV show in terms of the major costume characters in that movie. So I get why he said it, but it feels like retroactively making excuses for a thing that we've talked about a lot of the strikes and the marketing and all of that.
If you buy your tinfoil hats from the same place as Brandon, and you think that there's a level of PR reworking to adjust to fan sentiment of what people say on the internet, you could read a lot of that into it. Because I didn't even realize after he said, I just rolled my eyes and kept living my life. But then Jamie posted that John Walker was the only one to come from a TV show. And I'm like, there's no way the head of the studio shouldn't know that or whatever. I feel like this is just like a talking point thing. But that's just me. Like,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I have more people not on Black Threads or not on Black Twitter mentioning Mr. Terrific to me than ever. There is no barrier if what happens is received well. Like, it doesn't matter, you know?
To that point, I won't say what the character is in case you haven't seen Superman, but having seen Superman in theaters 6 times now, there's a character who the second they show up on screen, every single time they have gotten the loudest reaction, like the most unanimous reaction in the entire theater when they show up. And it's like the split second they're on screen before you can even process who it is. And that's a character that people know best from television. So it's not really, I don't know. It feels like you said, like kind of making excuses and trying to fit the fandom's conversation and not the reality of how to actually sell these characters.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine if all the shows were movies and they were still released in that same amount of time, I think it would be the same result. You'd be far less hours of obligation to watch, I guess, in a sense. But I think I still am of the belief that it was just too much, and whether it was TV or movies, that hindered the audience's enthusiasm, because Marvel movies were such an event when they were 3 times a year. We got spoiled with so much of it, and you could say what you will about the quality or not. I mean, I've enjoyed most of it, both on movies and TV, almost all of it. But I think that it just came down to quantity more than anything, in my opinion. Number of titles, not whether they were. Not, and also, I don't know. It feels like that doesn't feel like having. I don't think Kevin meant it this way, but it doesn't feel like having Brad Winderbaum's back, if that makes sense. This quote about like, well, the TV isn't helping build our movies. But
there's a conspicuously absent quote from our rundown here. I know that there are more important things, but the one about TV definitely got my eyebrows raised. That I was like,
I don't know. I probably missed whatever it is you're talking about.
I think I also missed it.
One TV show a year.
Yeah.
Only certain recurring TV shows. Yeah. And I was like, a certain host on this show said that we were going to chalk all of it 2 weeks ago, and the entire comment section got mad when I suggested it. I was
but I think there's a difference. You said chucking it in the way of like making a whole separate universe, which like that isn't still impossible, but that feels like a huge can of worms. I get chucking it in the way of just like really, really getting down to the quantity of it.
If a Moon Knight sets and no one sees it, does it make a sound? Is it still on the same earth? We need to go. We have so much to get through. He kept talking.
Robert Thomas bouncing us back with a $9.99. Hey guys, just want to say I have loved watching you guys since the old site. Never heard of her. And wanted to ask if y'all's wallets are crying like mine after getting both Superman and Fantastic Four hot toys.
Jesus Christ.
I'm very lucky. Sideshow is sending me a Superman hot toys because I did that reveal with the cast. But when it comes to Fantastic Four, I mean, right up to that giant Galactus hot toys, I'm going to have to figure it out. I'm going to have to. That $9.99 just went towards my my hot toys addiction.
These movies are getting me into hot toys. I have not been a hot toys collector because I've always been like, I don't have enough space. I'm going to make the space for these movies. My wallet's already crying with the amount of Fortnite money I'm having to spend because of these 2 movies. Like I've spent so many V-Bucks, and the Fantastic Four aren't even in the item shop for another couple days.
Has everybody seen the Fantastic Four Fortnite joke?
Yes, 100 times.
I don't have to say it.
No.
$10 from Christian Unpronounceable. So after Secret Wars, will there be no more multiverse? Thank you for the 10, Christian. I think there will be a multiverse, but I think the focus is going to go on to one universe again.
Yeah.
That's why I think the multiverse should always exist, but I think it'll just go to one universe, and that'll reinforce stakes as well.
I also think it depends on if Sony continues making their own movies.
That's not that don't count. Did you see Ari Aster said he was asked to direct Morbius?
Yes, I forgot to put that in the rundown. I want to go to the world where that happened because, oh boy.
Who directed Morbius? The guy who did Safe House, right? What's his name?
What's his name? Oh God, Brandon.
You,
What's this man's name?
Daniel Espinosa.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Espinosa, but I don't want to be wrong. Daniel Espinosa. Oh yeah, he wanted that movie to be good so bad. I liked him watching him. He was so enthusiastic. The trailer was good, and I was fooled. Kang. Here's a quote about Kang and the plans about pivoting to Doom. Kevin Feige said, "We had started even before what had happened to the actor happened. We had started to realize that Kang wasn't big enough, wasn't Thanos, and that there was only one character that could be that because he was in the comics for decades and decades. Because of the Fox acquisition, we finally had it, and it was Doctor Doom." So we had started talking about Doctor Doom even before we officially pivoted from Kang. And in fact, I had started talking with Robert Downey Jr. about this audacious idea before Ant-Man 3 even came out. It was a long plan that we had to take one of our greatest characters and utilize one of our greatest actors. So the plan to pivot to Doom was happening before Kang got nerfed again in Quantumania.
This quote frustrates me the most because I think to Aaron's point, just kind of about like retroactively spinning things a certain way. I feel like the wording of this, and I don't know if this is intentional or otherwise, but it minimizes the decision that was ultimately made to pivot away from that actor. Like regardless of the plans for the character, I don't know if he means necessarily like, oh, we just wanted to have Kang be a temporary villain and then still have Doom and Secret Wars. Like that, there's a way to still say that, but it almost makes it sound like, as someone who remembers living through that era of speculating whether or not that actor was going to continue, it kind of like, I don't know, it makes it sound like they were going to get rid of him regardless, and not that like it was a result of what happened.
I will say, Jenna, for really quickly, I know we have crunch for time. That part of Secret Wars that happens in the comics is there, and I think that's exactly what the plan was. And then when it didn't like turn out the way that they wanted for whatever reason, that was what they landed on. And this is an inelegant way to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Feige just refuses to be anything other than a class act who won't dunk on anyone. And I mean, I think that's what he tried to do here. And I think if people are reading into this going, well, if that's true, I do think before Quantumania came out, they had the thought of, should we pivot off this guy? Because it wasn't working the way, clearly they wanted to.
I will also say that is another example of like they were in control of whether or not that was working. Like I know there were so many other extraneous circumstances that led to him not really landing as a character, but like if they wanted him to be a Thanos level threat, they could have put him in more projects and really started setting that up. But it was like his second real appearance in the universe. They already kind of were like, oh, he's not really working.
They should have had him kill Hank Pym. I stand by it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he's just going to get his freaking spine ripped out of him by our eventual villain anyway, Well,
do you think they bring in Thanos from another universe and off him like that?
Is Josh Brolin needing another boat?
ODB with a $9.99. Thank you. MCU TV universe doesn't move me. Not gonna lie. I feel like they need to lock in and focus on certain genres on Disney Plus and leave their genre hopping to the movies. I mean, that's fair. Thank you for the super chat. A lot of TV stuff I do like. I just think there's been too much of it for the general audience. I'm glad we have it. I like when we have stuff to talk about. Some of the TV stuff I haven't been a huge fan of. On live action Miles Morales, well, here's what Kevin said about live action Miles Morales. That is nowhere. Sony has their brilliant, genius, incredible Spider-Verse animated franchise going, and until that finishes, we've been told to stay away. So is Spider-Verse going to end in live action, and that's how they connected? Tinfoil hat.
I want to hear Aaron's thoughts.
I've been driving this bus the whole time, and doggone it, if we go under 60 miles an hour, we all explode. So it's happening. I'm in too deep now.
See, I interpreted this as like they couldn't use him in Secret Wars, but you think they still can, even with how Feige worded this answer?
I mean,
Secret Wars is after.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, when does it come out? Does it come out after Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Because I think they just delayed Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think it's not until like 2027.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks later, which is hilarious. And like everyone ran with that like it was a long time. And I'm like, I mean, a lot of stuff can't happen in 3 weeks, but we'll have to see. If Jenna's right and Secret Wars gets pushed back, yeah, absolutely. But I don't know if that's going to happen either.
Whew.
Call me back. Call me back. Pull this tape. Ghost Richard, pull this
That's
tape.
another example, though. I got to say, of Feige being a class actor there, because he could, like we just did, make jokes about Sony's Marvel movies. Could have very easily said anything about their live action stuff, but he chose to highlight their brilliant, genius, incredible Spider-Verse animated franchise, which is I just think I think he's just always the good guy. I respect that. I do. I have to say I respect that. On Blade, the movie that may or may not ever happen, Kevin Feige said we didn't want to simply just put a leather outfit on him and have him start killing vampires. It had to be unique. It fell into the time when we started pulling back and saying only accept insanely great. And it wasn't insanely great at the time. Black Widow and Fantastic Four First Steps writer Eric Pearson is writing it now. Does this change anybody's thoughts on whether or not we're ever going to see this movie?
The quote of "we didn't want to just put him in a leather outfit and have him start killing vampires" got a lot of traction online because people were like, that's just literally what the money is for. That's what Blade is supposed to be. It was interesting because I watched Freaky Tales on the plane coming over here today, and I'm like, the third act of that almost proves how you can still do Blade in like a fresh way that hasn't been done before. Like, there are definitely avenues. Sinners proved it to an extent. It's just very funny how he worded it, but I do understand the mindset of like wanting it to be great and not wanting to rush it into production.
Oh boy, what does the prophet say?
I'm just saying that with Marvel being graded on the hilarious curve, where every review for a positive one is this thing is back, although you wrote the same review for the last 4 movies and 2 shows. I think they do have to make it really, really good now because of all the weird internet bad will against it. It has to be really, really amazing or really, really good. I mean, also you're dealing with, it has to validate Mahershala's hilarious time commitment now too, right? Like, it has to. And the name I just mentioned is writing it. So yeah, it is gonna come out because I'm gonna use him like freaking Bo in Tecmo Bowl. He returning kicks, he catching passes, he doing all of that stuff. Eric Pearson's gonna get it done for me. Come on, buddy.
All right, real quick before we pivot over to the DC universe, Freakier Friday. Aaron and I have seen it. Aaron, you went to the world premiere last night.
I did.
How was it?
It was so fun. So Jamie, it's once again, Jenna, it is a crime. We had all these long quotes, and then we talk about Jamie's favorite thing without her. Mm-hmm. This is truly unfair. But I am not Jamie Dirac. Shocker. Never said the same place at the same time. And sorry, Brandon. I really enjoyed it, even though I'm not a devotee of the first one. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lisa Lohan are hilarious comedic actors, and I don't feel like they get regarded as such a lot of the time. And I forget what the young actress that plays Lisa Lohan's daughter in this. I want to make sure I get her name right. She's actually pretty great in this as well, which I was like, wow, this is I am Brandon walking into Wicked. I am uninitiated. I have no idea. And I walk out and I'm like, is this what I've been missing in my life? Like, is the sunlight brighter? I cannot believe it. So I'm really encouraged. Like, Julia Butters.
Yeah, she's great.
And Sophia Hammonds, bravo. I was not expecting to laugh and enjoy and really have a great time with this in the same way. And I joked with Jamie during the premiere that just like Sinners, they saved a bunch of money on the wardrobe department because they just went and got the wardrobe from the first movie because the kids dress the same now. It's just 2003 outside. And I was like, me and Jamie were looking at each other like, what's going on? Why? What sort of evil portal out of a Hollister opened? Like, what happened? Why are we here? But it was super enjoyable. It's super funny. Chad Michael Murray, Manny Jacinto, just in full Manny Jacinto mode, where I'm like, that brother got a gym membership and just hasn't let it go since the Star Wars training. God bless. Mark Harmon, America's grandpa, in there too. It's really delightful. And if you have kids and you're our age, if you're like an elder millennial, or you're around for the first one, or even if you just love the younger actresses and other stuff that they're in, I really felt like it was very, very strong. I am a sucker for intergenerational stuff. I know Brandon enjoyed this too.
I loved it. I have nothing to add. That was fantastic. I think it's
Thank
great.
you.
It exceeded my expectations, honestly. I thought it was hilarious. Jamie Lee Curtis was having the time of her life. And I cannot wait. I got added to the junket for that at the last minute, very unexpectedly. And I got to have my mom do a Freaky Friday swap with me and do the interviews. So those are going to be entertaining. I promise you that.
I cannot wait to see those.
My mom,
Didn't she sit?
Oh, my mom's been watching Chad Michael Murray's Netflix show, and so she told me, she said, Chad, I've been watching Sullivan's Crossing, or Sullivan's Southern, I don't even know what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Chad, I've been watching Sullivan's title. So I spent the last 7 nights with you, Chad. And I was like, oh my God, mother.
Wow.
And we took a photo of her sitting on Jamie Lee Curtis's lap. Like it was a riot. It was a lot. I think.
Can I just say, this movie, like the original movie was a foundational text for me. Like I still have framed somewhere in storage, like the poster of it from the Blockbuster that I stole when they were phasing out the poster for the movie. And so hearing all of you talk about it makes me really excited. Like I wish I had seen it by now, but also it literally comes out on my birthday and they're doing like a double feature a couple nights before then. So like, I am very excited to even just see it in that context. Cause this sounds so encouraging.
Yeah, it's solid. It's a really funny movie. It's genuinely some of the most fun I've had at the movies this year. All right, real quick, let's switch to the DC universe. Superman crossed $400 million the worldwide box office. It's killing it. It's crushing it. Everybody is loving that movie, and if they aren't, I don't know them. I love this. Everybody knows I love Superman. But we have a few quick updates. But we have a couple guests that I want to get to really. So let's get through these really quickly in the next few minutes. Because we all also have to run out to Comic-Con because we are in San Diego, and our guests, I believe, are also going to be in San Diego. There's a little tease. But Jenna, you want to run through these? Because I think this is your ballpark right here, huh?
Yes, and I'm very excited about all three of these. So Anna Nogueira, who wrote the script for next year's Supergirl movie and is also working on a Teen Titans movie for DC Studios, is confirmed to be writing the Wonder Woman reboot. James has kind of elaborated on it on social media, and he said that casting for the role will not begin until the script is good and in a good place. He also debunked a report that was going around last week that said that they were looking for a TV-centric actress, and basically said, like, no, we're just looking for the best actress regardless of their filmography. I made a video about Anna being attached to write this. I think it is really encouraging that she's doing so many different projects in the DCU and they don't really have a lot of overlap to each other. So this only makes me more excited for Supergirl if they're handing her more and more projects.
I dig it. I mean, I'm not super familiar with her work. I think Supergirl is looking.
This
really
is her first. This is her first like feature screenplay, so you wouldn't really be familiar.
Oh, well, that checks out then. Okay, I'm not as uninformed as I thought I was. I dig it. I mean, I think it's exciting. I think once they get that casting out, that's going to be the big pop. And I hope I like Audrey Arjona in that role again. I'm with it. If you're with it, I trust Jenna. I just trust Jenna.
Make that merch, make the t-shirt. Another piece of news, this literally just broke like earlier today. Our Flag Means Death showrunner David Jenkins is writing the pilot to Booster Gold. And if the pilot gets picked up, if they like it, then he would be the showrunner of the show. He confirmed the news on Instagram, and he also confirmed that he inherited the project from Danny McBride, who there was scuttlebutt over like the course of the past year that he was working on it. And then earlier this year at like kind of the State of the Union address, James and Peter said that they had a writer who fell out of love with the project. So now we know who that is. I had really been hopeful for Danny's version because I love Righteous Gemstones. I think he's a really great writer, but I'm very excited to see this one too. I'm just glad the show's moving forward because people definitely want to see Booster. And then another reporting of it from Deadline confirmed that Kumail Nanjiani, who was also rumored to be playing Booster, is seemingly not playing the character.
Interesting. I'm more the Danny McBride being involved really tonally tells me a lot about what they're going for there, and that makes me excited. As far as casting, sort of a update that there's no update. Okay, I get it. But these DC updates are getting me pretty excited about what could be coming or what is coming.
Yeah.
The Clayface one's interesting. Oh,
Yes, yeah. So the third update is that Naomi Aki, who was in Rise of Skywalker and Mickey 17, is in early talks to play the female lead in Clayface. Apparently, they are doing chemistry reads and all of that right now, and she is emerging as the front runner. But they're still like signing all of the contracts and stuff. I love her, so I think that this is great, and I'm very excited to see how she would fit in this context.
I mean, do you have any guess on who? Like, I don't even know how to guess who would be the female lead in a Clayface movie.
If you look at the Batman the Animated Series episode that centers around Clayface, which Mike Flanagan has said is a huge inspiration for his approach to the movie, I feel like the female lead in that, the kind of doctor character, might be kind of carried over here. But based on what I've heard and what may or may not be happening, they might be just kind of doing their own spin on it. It might not be an established comic character, but it is someone who like could make sense in this world.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, all good things on the DC front right now, including that amazing squirrel meme, which made me laugh. And everybody who's seen it knows exactly what I mean. Hey, Brandon Moore, thank you for the 15, because BD's mom saying that Chad Michael Murray deserves some dollars. Brandon Moore, that's right. That's going to go straight to my mom. Whoa, Tommy, oh my goodness. This is going to be good stuff here. Great podcast. Tommy, thank you so much, my friend. We are in the trenches in San Diego out here, getting ready for San Diego Comic-Con. W Tommy in the chat, everybody. Got 200 people here today. Thank you for joining us. And we got two more about to pop on Two-Face Hero Live. We're going to bring them up in just a second because Peace Fest is this weekend. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you've watched Creature Commandos and Superman, you might be familiar with a little band in the DC universe called the Mighty Crabjoys. The Mighty Crabjoys have a theme song. It is performed by Lulu Saffron. It is written by Eric Nally. And guess who's on Phase Hero right now? We got the geniuses behind the Mighty Crabjoys. What's up, Lulu? What's up, Eric?
Hello.
How are you guys?
Fantastic. How are you guys?
We're better now that you're here.
Ah, That's very nice. But I was listening and you guys seemed pretty good on your own.
Listen, I'm in the delirious state of like pre-San Diego Comic-Con, trying to keep my head on and keep it going. But thank you for hanging with us.
You got to tell me, what's the squirrel meme? I was curious. You were saying there's a squirrel meme going around?
Well, David Cornsweat's Superman saved a squirrel, and somebody made it a meme about about a squirrel that didn't want to be saved. And
okay.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. And I knew my wife would like it too. When it was coming up, I was like looking at her. You're going to love this scene.
It's great. I mean, that to me just speaks to the heroism of Superman and like the purity of that character.
Absolutely.
I don't have a wife, but if I did, I bet you would love that scene too.
Eric, by the way, I'm pretty sure you were standing nearby for that. Was that the sequence?
Yeah.
Because you appear in Superman, right?
Yeah, I kind of slip in and out. I'm in there for sure. I make an appearance. I like how you kind of have to like sharpen your awareness to see me. It's like you just have to catch it.
That's awesome. Okay, I want to start real quick at the beginning of this Mighty Crabjoys journey, which has kind of taken over the world, which is really fun. Can you both kind of share your story about becoming a contributor or an outright member of the Mighty Crabjoys?
Absolutely.
Eric, you take this first.
Would you like me to go first, Lulu?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so I got a text, one of the coolest texts I've ever got, I might add, from James, and he was talking about an idea that he was writing. He sent me a voice memo of it, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sounded like he was in his bathroom, like just singing into his phone, but it was amazing, and it just had this energy, like this, I've been like, we've been a band for like, I've been working in the music industry for almost 20 years now, and it's just like when you hear something, I don't know, it was just so pure and amazing, and it just immediately got me. And he was like, we should do this together. We should work on this together. I would love to bring in Lulu on this, and you guys perform it together, and would you help me write it? And so that was kind of the beginning of it, and then from there we just like went into the studio in this like really, you know, just I would say scrappy, warehouse building that had skateboard ramps in it, and it was just this really raw metropolis area studio, cool vibe looking thing. And Lulu flew in, and we just like we laid it down, and we had some of my band members backing us up, and we just rocked it out, and it was amazing.
That sounds like a blast.
It was
Yeah.
actually, speaking of flying to Cincinnati to record it, there were like 5 minutes at the very beginning after I came in where there was a split second of like sort of brutal awkwardness of two groups of people who have not worked together, and within 5 minutes the energy completely shifted, and it was actually one of my favorite days. It was such a great time, and I think you really hear it in the song that just that studio has incredible energy, and Foxy really bring it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lulu. I mean, you were amazing too. I think we both like felt that like just excitement and like yeah, it just felt like we knew each other for a long time. Like we didn't have to really warm up, and we just but it was like there was something that from that voice memo that James sent me that like just carried on throughout the whole process, and it was really just that from the heart, honest and just like pure and genuine, and like I just really tried to bring that throughout the whole process, and I felt that with Lulu. I felt that with the place we did it and the other people we did it with, and it was just the whole thing just kind of magnified that feeling. It was awesome.
And
And
Eric, I was gonna say, Eric, you've done so much cool music work for so many years, and this is just such a unique experience for you. It's so cool to see that happen. Yeah.
I love that. So Superman has a line in the movie about kindness being the new punk rock. It is my favorite line in the entire movie, definitely. Did you guys approach this theme and kind of the creative process of it with that in mind?
Well, I think
Louis,
yeah, sure. I feel like the majority of the creative process in terms of like the Crabjoy seed, the thing that started it all, is all James, and he so lives by that phrase. And I feel like sort of just everything that comes out of him is influenced by this genuine kindness and excitement about the world. And he started off as a punk musician, and I think going back into that for this song, for this wonderful movie, amplified that whole entire sentiment. So I think it definitely shines through in the song.
yeah, I feel like he is that, like, for real. He's not talking about it, he's not just talking about it, he's living it, and it comes through on the movie, it comes through on his films, it comes through on now the music he's making. It's like it spreads, and it's contagious. It like gets everybody on board, and everybody he works with has that mentality of just being positive and like, just I don't know. It was just really refreshing when I got to visit the set, and then just continuing working with him in other ways. It's just like, and Lulu and everybody is just like such a good feeling all around, and yeah, that really is a main theme, I would say, for sure.
He is also such a deeply kind and supportive person. The reason I was lucky enough to become a part of the Crabjoys and the DCU is because I've been a musician since I was little, and he's always been so incredibly supportive of my passion and my career. And him and his wife, the wonderful Jen Holland, actually had asked me to play at their wedding at the processional. Wow. Yeah, as Jen walked down the aisle. And that's awesome. I got to play an Ingrid Michaelson song, which was Jen's mother's favorite song, which is this ultra laid back sort of folky tune. And at the time it was perfectly up my alley, and it was my favorite thing to play. But now to have the switch and be involved with James and with Foxy in this completely different, like awesome punk rock number is so great, and weirdly also comes at a time where that's so much farther in the vein of music that I want to be making. So I don't know. I think James has a sixth sense on music people want to be playing.
Oh, I love how he uses music in all his movies too. But wait, which one's more nerve-wracking? Making a song for a movie like Superman, where like a bazillion people are going to see the movie and hear it, or the intimate setting like a wedding?
I will definitely say the wedding, because we get to re-record the song as many times as we want, and also it's somehow the scope of it is so enormous that it also doesn't feel real still. Whereas the wedding was like, not only is this real, but all of these people can see you right now, and you're watching them react in live time, so you better be good.
And this is their big day.
Exactly. It's the weirdest mix of I absolutely should not be noticed in this moment at all, but also I'm being noticed.
Please do not perceive me.
Yeah,
Do not
exactly.
perceive me.
It's Jen's moment. It's Jen's moment. Don't mess it up.
Well, you did good. You made the movie, so you must have been okay, Lou. So.
Absolutely, I bet.
As an Ohio person, Eric, I spent the entirety of this movie just pointing out stuff from Cleveland. And when we saw Foxy pop up in the credits, I was like, "Wait, what? Like that? Huh?" So,
that's awesome.
I'm super confused. I have introducing on vinyl. What was it?
Amazing.
So how surreal was it to be in the background and be on set to film with Superman? Is it all full circle as an Ohioan? Do you have to do something cool in Columbus to get your sash or your merit badge?
Yeah, I mean, I do. There's so many amazing. I feel like Ohio is just there's so many nods to it in the movie with the museum in Cincinnati is in there, and where we shot in Cleveland, and it's really cool, and then also obviously Foxy's from Ohio, so yeah, it was really awesome, and it felt surreal. It was really because the DC, I feel weird saying this, but the DC universe is real to me. It is, and so is the real world, and they're not. I don't know which one's me and which one's not me. The Crabjoys and Foxy, and it's just awesome that line is blurring, and we kind of talk about how some of the characteristics in these characters are embodied. You actually really have to be that way in order for it to come through so genuinely. And I just feel really excited about that prospect of creating and blurring the line of what the reality of a band and what in music and how music can intertwine with a movie, and it's just all really exciting stuff. And when I was standing there looking at Superman, that's really Superman right there in front of me. It's it's not on TV, that's him right there, and he's looking at me. That was oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
That's awesome.
As someone for whom the DC universe is also a very real thing, I love that. I'm definitely a kindred spirit in that.
Yeah.
So you're both headed to Peace Fest right here in San Diego this weekend. How is that going to feel for you, meeting the fans, kind of being face to face now that this song has become such an earworm in the way that it has?
Eric, do you want to go first?
Well, I'm just really excited to just kind of be in person with it, and celebrate a lot of, there's a lot happening in the DC universe, and I just feel like it's a really exciting time, and to be able to have a song to sing at the top of my lungs with Lulu, in person in front of everyone. It's just this is going to be off the chain.
Totally. I am so excited. I kind of feel like I'm going to explode. I don't think I will, or at least not until I'm on stage, so it's fine. But I'm so excited, and the Comic-Con just has such an intense vibe, and everybody is only there to have fun and be happy and enjoy the things they love together. And it's so wonderful to get to be a part of that as part of the audience and being on stage. So I am just absolutely bouncing off the walls. But also, I can't go into detail on this yet, but I may possibly be playing with an unbelievably cool special guest during my Peace Fest set that I cannot wait to tell you about or show you. So very exciting stuff. It's going to be pretty epic, and I can't wait.
That's going to be awesome. I'm going to be there. We're going to see if we can get everybody from Face Hero into Peace Fest. I can't wait for it. I'm very excited to see what you guys are doing there. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Are we going to get a full album? When are we getting? Is the DC going to just like need you guys to keep making music or what?
I'm glad you said that because now it's out there.
Yeah, let's start a petition.
Yeah.
Oh man,
we need a full Crabjoys record for sure.
Absolutely. I think the Crabjoys should go on tour. Listen, if they're so big in Metropolis, they're bound to,
Oh yeah, baby.
And we got to give one shout out to this comment here from Tom. This guy looks and sounds so cool. I got to agree, Eric. You might be the coolest person we've ever had on the show.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Lou, you are awesome. Lulu, you are awesome and so talented. Eric, same to you. You are so cool, so talented. The two of you. Thank you so much for hanging with us on Face Hero. Congratulations. It's been just so fun to like see the response to this, to see, this fun thing you guys did have such a strong reaction, and to be here talking with you about it. And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning for the Mighty Crabjoys. And I know you guys are going to keep killing it in your music journeys as well.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait to see you guys all this weekend.
See you over there, guys. Good luck. Safe travels.
See you at Comic-Con. Come say hi.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll be there. All right, guys. Safe travels. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome. They were so cool.
That was so cool.
That was so fun. Peace Fest is going to be so cool, everybody. It's all right. I would say get tickets. Peace Fest is sold out. I cannot wait for that. That like I said, that's that is probably my most anticipated thing in the whole weekend here. But Lulu Saffer and Eric Nally, two tremendously talented people, and now like it's just cool. I mean, a lot of people know Foxy Shazam. Eric from Foxy Shazam wrote that, and Lulu is on the Mighty Crabjoys poster and did the song. I think that's so cool. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about today before we wrap up?
I think we covered it. I mean, there's going to be so much more this time next week anyway that I feel like we can just have a chunky show then.
Yeah, we usually like to do like a San Diego Comic-Con preview show when we host podcasts before Comic-Con. But the thing is, by the time people hear this, it's usually over. A couple super chats I want to shout out before we wrap up. IK with $4.99. Hey, Face Hero Peep, longtime listener, watcher of y'all. With this barrage of info from Kevin Feige, what X-Men story arc? Oh God, Krakoa, Phoenix Saga, Shi'ar Empire. I mean, how do you even start that? I mean, we've seen the Phoenix Saga a couple times already. So as much as I love that story, I still want to see Avengers vs. X-Men. That's what I wish Doomsday and Secret Wars were. Personally, what are you guys thinking? Any choices?
Elements of Krakoa, because I feel like Krakoa was so special and just kind of leveling the playing field, getting X-Men who weren't as prominent or household names and turning them into household names. So I definitely want that, and plus the mythology is so dense. I really want Mr. Sinister. He kind of was the white whale in the previous X-Men movies. They were always 2 steps away from teasing him or having him cameo or something like that. And I think
at one point?
Yeah, like there was always the rumor that John Hamm was going to play him. Like we've gotten so close to a Mr. Sinister and we've never had it happen. And I feel like he is a villain that like he could be the next Loki of this universe. Like he could totally just eat his way across a trilogy of movies and it would be so much fun.
Yeah, there's all these different stories. As much as you can pull from the Morrison stuff, the new X-Men stuff, it would be kind of cool. I know we're probably not going to do E is for extension because X-Men 97 already did it, but yeah. There's so much stuff that you can plumb for new things, Got
another super chat here real quick before we wrap up. Gregory, thanks for 20 pounds. Vanessa Kirby is amazing in Givenchy.
Givenchy.
And to have the gall to be publicly pregnant at the same time as Rihanna, bold move. Who is the better super mom? All right, I'm not touching that. I think all moms are super moms. If they're there for their kids, that is the power of mothers is unmatched. I'll say that. Thank you for 20 though. Thank you for 20. All right, y'all. We got to wrap up. We got San Diego Comic-Con to do. Jenna, any last words for today's episode of Face Hero?
Yeah, if you're at San Diego Comic-Con and you see any of us, please say hi. I know I'm very easy to spot with my hair, so like we definitely appreciate it, especially in a place as big as this, to like come up and say hi. As always, it's at Hey It's Jenna Lynn on social media, and go read some comics and go subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is at Go Read Some Comics. Like I said, I have a video about Anna and the Wonder Woman movie of it all, and then also after Comic-Con, after Fantastic Four, I'm gonna have like a dozen different things to talk about. So definitely be subscribed.
Aaron?
Oh, it's at Some of the Corner at How to Watch Free TV on all platforms. If you want to see me and Jamie having a blast at the Freaky Friday premiere, that's all over socials now. You can go see that. I'm going to be down at San Diego, of course, as well. We're doing a panel with me and Jenna and Jamie and Rachel from the Mary Sue, and you can come out and hear us just gab at each other. It's going to be great. And for this week's Free Space, rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Probably going to do a ton of his work and then throw the Osbournes in there too, because goodness gracious, you can watch it for free over on, I want to say, is it Pluto? I think so. It might be Tubi. But yeah, so some additions coming to the newsletter this week.
All right, y'all. That is our podcast for the day, for the week. Still to come, Friday will be our spoiler-filled review and discussion, and that will be uploaded in podcast form as quickly as I can get those files edited and uploaded. Busy day, but we're going to record it in the morning, and as soon as I have an opening to get it done, I will get that uploaded for everybody. And then Saturday, maybe Friday also, but Saturday in audio form will be the Matt Shackman director debrief. 20 minutes, full spoilers about Fantastic Four First Steps with Matt Shackman. There's one question that I wish I asked him that I thought of afterwards, and it's killing me. And we'll talk about that on Friday when we do our spoiler-filled review and discussion. And we, please continue to subscribe, all that good stuff, because I'll be all over Comic-Con. And Friday night, if you're in San Diego, Circle 6 Summer Slime. You can find links to it on my social media channels. You can just type in Circle 6 Summer Slime, Circle 6 Summer Slime on Google, and it should come up. Tickets are available now. It's at Wicked West, just a few blocks from the convention center. Come on out, watch a wrestling match. Hopefully you have a good time. Stay for the main event. See the main character with Danhausen, and we'll see you there. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Enjoy Fantastic Four. I played for your cat.